The Raiders are back. Robin flip-flops more than our politicians do. Can't make up his mind. Raiders, Golden Knights, Raiders. Anyways, what is going on, crypto fam? Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. We are coming at you from our studio here in Sin City, Nevada with another one of our live shows. We're excited to be back. We're excited to see the markets are back. And we're excited to see the Raiders hoodies back. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer. Nothing we say on this channel should be taken as financial advice. I'm one of your co-hosts, David. And now I'm going to send it over to your other co-host, Big Rob. What's that?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, this is an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, we don't just do live streams here. We also put together the deep dives. Just the live stream, though. Make sure you check out the deep dives. And also random content that we put out while we're on trips as well. So that's the third thing we do. Now, markets are back. 41K on the Bitcoin. Oh, I forgot. Make sure you like the video, guys. If you don't make me say it. What the hell wrong with you? And I'm sure everybody here is subscribed. But if you're not subscribed.
7 people watching, 5 likes. Unacceptable.
7 people, huh?
Unacceptable.
Slow start today. You know, speaking of Raiders, you know Derek Carr just re-signed, right?
He did.
Yeah, 3 more years of Derek Carr. Well, technically it's a 3-year contract. So essentially that means I think it was 121.
So he's getting $40 million a year.
So, but a 3-year contract basically means you're locked in for 2 years, essentially. The third year is usually a wash. But so, you know, it's not bad. You know, I would have been more upset with a 5-year contract.
It'll be the same story. It'll be the same story. The Raiders start off hot, and then they teeter off in the middle of the season, and then they're fighting for playoffs. They make the playoffs and lose in the first round. That's probably what's going to happen.
Will here in the chat says Georgia's stream just ended, so perfect timing.
Awesome.
So you know, Will, go ahead and bring all the other people because he's usually got about 8,000 or 9,000 people watching live.
Bring them over here.
Bring them with
William.
you. Bring them in here. Come on. We welcome everybody. But real quick, speaking of the chat, Broke Yoshi was first in the chat, so congratulations. You win a fist pump. And then
Wow, Robin's giving out fist pumps.
Fist pumps today, yeah.
Where's DFib at?
I don't know. DFib, where you at? And then we got Chef in the house, Sweet Potato. Also, Nick, as we mentioned, Will up in here dropping straight knowledge. I don't really know what knowledge he's dropping, but we're just going to say that anyways. Nick Flip is up in here. I think I already said.
You said Nick already?
And we have Hemp Kid. Hola! Hemp Kid, welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the most entertaining and then slightly off the beaten path channel of cryptocurrency information. So there you go.
We have fun.
We keep it light.
You know, yesterday, you were like, oh, you said Bitcoin wasn't going to go into 40. And I said, what did I say, Robin? I said, it's wick down there. The candle hasn't closed. And guess what? The candle closed above 40,000. Don't you ever question my TA again.
I said for the week, so we still have, what, three more days ago? 3.5 more days?
We were talking about yesterday. No one said a week. It was yesterday.
Want me to pull up the receipts?
Pull up the receipts.
Okay, I will. Mid-show, I'm going to pull it up, okay?
Yeah.
Just be ready for that.
He will. So the markets are up, right? Is it a bull trap? Is it actually gonna, who knows? We'll go over that in our market analysis segment.
You know, it happens to be coinciding, the movements, with the stock market. So we'll touch on that as well here in a moment. But
well, let's start touching then.
Oh, you want to just go ahead?
Unless you got something else you want to talk about.
Get the feels? Okay. All right. So let's start feeling on the market here. All right. Pulling up my laptop, we have Bitcoin sitting at 41,000. So as we mentioned, a little bounce back. We were teetering around this. And also, Hemp Kid wanted to know. He referenced ETH 2.0. So we'll get into that because that was obviously on our thumbnails. But anyways, we'll address that in a minute. 1 week ago, 43,000. Right now, 41,000. So we're still low. As you can see here, lower lows, lower highs. And so is this a reversal? Perhaps. Is it a psych out? I would say more likely a psych out. That's my go-to there. We do our market analysis with technical analysis at the end of the show. So we will give you more in-depth numbers and reasonings behind our thoughts, or at least David will give you his thoughts. Getting back into the overall market, Ethereum's still holding over that 30,000. I mean, that 30,000. 3,000.
One day it will.
One day we'll hit 30,000.
100%.
And then taking a look at the biggest movers, Compound up. Big movement, up 7% for the week, 14% for the day. And Bitcoin Cash, irrelevant project, is moving up. And then
let me ask you this question.
ApeCoin's moving too.
So there was some Celsius news, which we'll go over more in depth with the U.S. investors. Do you think that is the cause behind Compound moving up? Are people moving their money out of Celsius and into Compound?
I don't know if people are moving in between Celsius and Compound. I don't think that's so much the reason behind the movement. I think there was a lag for after the BlockFi thing, where they had the settlement with the SEC. They said they're gonna start. They're gonna list their company as they're gonna be quote unquote securities. And so after that, we never saw a pump. We had a pullback in the DeFi sector, and then we doubled that down with the Andre Cronje leaving the space, which is one of the founding DeFi.
They call him the Godfather.
Yeah, so he's the guy that kind of put together a lot of what Compound's known for. So anyways, we never got the pump back up. So now the news of all that is kind of dwindling away, and now it's getting cut back up with the market. That's my assumption. But what I just think it's only a matter of time before Compound, before Yearn Finance, before Celsius have to address the elephant in the room, which is the SEC with the regulations. And they went after BlockFi. They were the biggest company. They're going to start with the leader first, trickle down. So we'll see how this space plays out. All right. So
guess who's here?
Who's here?
Your boy.
Oh, my boy DFib back. What's up, DFib? Now
I wonder, like, as we start growing and we see like 4,000, 5,000 people,
I will always find DFib in the chat. Okay. Even if there's 1,000 people in there, I will find DFib. Okay. All right, so taking a look at the crypto bubbles. If you're not familiar with the crypto bubbles, is a fun little interactive way to take a look at the movement in the market. The larger the bubble, the bigger the swing in the market. This is the daily chart, so Compound up 14%, as we mentioned. And Bitcoin Cash. Waves is down 7.5%. We saw Waves and Safe here, really the only two projects in the red for the day. They had a big run up this week, so you're seeing the pullback. And then Moonbeam, where's the Moonbeam?
LMR.
Oh, right here. Yeah. Moonbeam, one of my favorite projects. Maybe we should do a deep dive on Moonbeam.
We should.
I feel like it's a big enough project, but not enough people know about it. Now, taking a look at where we're at for the week, still down for the week, as we mentioned when we looked at the other chart. So not a lot of green here. And for the month, though, we're looking juicy. For the month, basically, that Stepin project and Mina still up. Mina up 48%, man. Yeah. Pretty good. And then Moonbeam up 75%.
Our Rune deep dive will be... We got Rune, and we're going to have a Crypto.com for you in the next week and a half. That'll be out. So.
Cool. All right. So taking a look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we're at 25. So a little bounce back from where we were at yesterday. If you're not familiar with this indicator here, 0 being absolute bottomed out, everybody sold, and 100 being the president bought crypto. That is the scale there. So we're sitting at 25,
you think Joe Biden would figure out how to use a wallet? Or do you think he's going to have someone help him?
I don't know, man. He would definitely need some help. I feel like he needs help
with a lot of things.
After number 2. I'll just put it that way. Bring in the wet wipes.
They're called dude wipes, actually.
Dude wipes.
You ever use dude wipes?
No, I just have the flushable wipes. I pick them up at Costco. Yeah.
What about a bidet?
They have those in Portugal.
I used it once. It was weird.
So they had them in Portugal, and I thought it was where you wash your feet. So I'm sitting there with my foot. I'm like, this is genius, bro. I'm sitting here.
Getting in between the toes.
I'm sitting here like cleaning my feet. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, there's a little bar of soap over here.
That's definitely a Robin move.
That's
right
hair
there.
On there, though.
That's a Robin move.
Oh,
man.
I mean, if you look at bidet, it's a sink. It's only like It's only a foot off the ground. It's like perfect, like shoe shine level. You know what I'm saying? Like you prop your foot in there, and then you turn the water on. So, anyways, so a little better than yesterday on the. Okay, I'm just.
This is your first time checking us out. We are an entertainment focused. We have a lot of fun here. So.
Yeah, that's right. So
you'll still get all the crypto knowledge you need. So
now, so taking a look at the old traditional markets, the U.S. markets, stock markets, Nasdaq up 1.5%, and we say it here all the time. Look at the Nasdaq when it has a big move, and then look at crypto. It's probably in the same direction. Now, not always true, but generally speaking, 80-90% of the time, I think that holds true. So, Nasdaq up 1.5%, which is a huge movement for such a large index fund. And you look at Bitcoin up 2%. So, not pretty correlated, right? Yeah. Now,
do you think we'll ever break away?
Absolutely.
I think if a recession comes, they're going to break away.
Well, here's the thing. There's so many traders that are intermingled. So they have portfolios. You know, for us, the crypto degens, we have just a straight up crypto portfolio. And there's a lot of investors that have stocks, and they have like big time investors. I mean, we're talking to Kevin O'Leary's that he's not 100% in crypto, and neither is any of his people, with the exception of Michael Saylor. So all these large investors, these people that have made a name for themselves, they have diverse portfolios, which include commodities, include equities in U.S. stocks and global stocks. And
is Ethereum a commodity, Robin?
It is a commodity. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. And so
that was a funny day. That was a fun day.
And just like in the same, you just think of it. Just think of a traditional investor, and if their portfolio is getting hammered, and stock markets are down, and they're just taking big ass L's, or smart money would go and buy the dip, but generally speaking, most people get fear, and they're like, oh man, I'm down, I don't have extra cash. But at the same time, if you got a ton of money you just made on Tesla and on the stock market, then at that point, you're like, hey, I'm going to take some profits, going to move it into crypto. That's how that thing works. That's why when you get big pumps in one market, it translates over. I did pull up a cool article here. I don't know if it's cool. It's actually not cool. But this is, to me, the indication of what the real inflation is. Yep. You want to know what inflation is? It's the price that the warehouse pays for their goods. Because there's no markup there. Okay, so it's not Walmart deciding they want to freaking run a special. It's not a whatever. This is the baseline price that the warehouse gets their goods for, and then sends it out to all the retailers. Up 11.2%. That's inflation right there. That's where it is. Everyone's always saying, "Oh, this 8 point whatever CPI is not the real number." This is the real number right here. Right here,
because they're going to pass that on to you.
Yeah, that is the price top to bottom. I mean, it translates. If everything that you purchase outside of your rent and electricity is this number right here, so 11.2%. So. Anyways, that's where I think inflation is. Do you agree, Devin? Do you think that's 100%. Probably more like?
Absolutely.
Do you think it's more or less than this, or do you think that's kind of probably spot on?
I think that's probably more spot on than the 8.5.
Yeah, for sure. It could be higher than that. I think if you average the price of homes and rent,
was that article specific suppliers, specific sectors of the market, or was it just overall?
It measures prices paid by wholesalers. But
in any specific market, or just across the board?
It doesn't specify here. This is just from the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Producers, okay.
Yeah, so
goods and services. That's everything.
It's up 1.4% from last month. So. Wow. I was also looking into some articles. So there's no relief in sight here with this thing, and the reason I say that is because China is battling the virus. Hey, whoa!
Are people really
easy?
Hold on, are
easy?
People,
you can't say that without a mask on. Okay.
I don't think you can say mask either.
Man,
This is crazy.
with,
What a
face
crazy world
covering.
we're living, right?
Face covering, whatever you want. Anyways, so their largest, the largest amount of infected individuals in China since 2020, since the height of this whole thing. So, what does that mean? Oh, you know, China don't play around. When things start popping off over there, virus starts getting out of control. They just start shutting things down.
Yeah.
And anyways, there were some experts. They were talking on CNBC, and they were just. I was watching this video, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you think the supply chain's bad now?" They're like, "Yeah, China just shut everything down, and who knows when they're gonna open it back up."
So doom and gloom, man. So what should we do? Like, what are you doing to prepare?
This is what you should do. You should grow your own food. Hopefully you have enough land to cut down your own trees and make your own timber, and just live off the grid.
Make your own timber. That's what they say when the tree falls, bro.
Timber is another word for lumber, timber, or whatever. So
Robin's dictionary. We need to create one.
Yeah, that's right.
Sell it.
That's right. But
you just got to be cognizant of how you're spending your money, where you're putting your money. I mean, like I said, I believe from every negative situation, something positive comes out of it. Even if we go into another freaking depression, something positive will come out of it. I think we as human beings only look inwards when we're kind of pushed up against the wall, right? Because if you're strolling along, it's easy to blame the government. It's easy to blame your work for not paying you more. It's easy to blame inflation. It's easy to blame China, right? But when your back's against the wall and you literally have no other choice, you're like, well, what can I do? And so I feel like with the current economic state we're in, with the supply chain issues, with the inflation, we're gonna look inwards and we're gonna say, what can we do different? Because what we're doing is not working. So what can we do different? And I think that's gonna be good for everyone across the world.
Here's a thought. Well, not even a thought. If you have not received an 11% raise since 2020, you need to go handle that. Unless you suck at your job and you're just like hanging on by a thread. But if you're good at your job and you provide value and your employer doesn't want to see you leave and they haven't paid you adequately or at least comparable, I mean, you could literally print the CPI out and be like, hey, guys,
what's up?
Look,
it's Big Rob.
I'm still making $50,000 a year. CPI, the inflation has went up by, in the last 2 years, if you compound the two together, probably about 12-13%.
And you know your employer is not taking on that.
So and you can be like, look, you guys raised prices, so you're adjusting for inflation. I think it's only reasonable to ask for a pay rate.
And I feel like, and
if you bring in the paperwork, I mean, how can you argue with that, right?
Well, not only that, but with the current jobs landscape and people just great resignation, people are just leaving their jobs they're not happy with. You kind of like you're putting your employer on the spot. Like, hey, I need a raise, and if you don't give me one, have you seen what the job landscape is looking like? Have you seen the candidates out there? Mm-hmm. I mean, here just in Vegas, like, some of the friends I have that work in restaurants, they're having a hard time hiring people. And these are like $80,000 to $100,000 a year jobs in Vegas in the hospitality industry. So it's like, the climate is good from an employee standpoint to approach your employer and say, hey, I'm getting my spending power is eroding, and I would at least like to keep up with inflation. And if they say no, you have options.
And our viewer power is eroding as well. We're at 8 viewers in the chat here.
I wonder why.
I don't know what's going on.
William, was George's numbers down? I'm curious.
Yeah. We will open up the club when we get to 30 viewers, so we're quite a ways away from there.
We picked up towards the middle end of our show yesterday. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I think we'll pick up some steam here. Yeah. People are sleeping.
Today's show is going to be good too.
People are sleeping in today. That's my theory. What do you think?
But I mean, it's almost 11 on the West Coast and 2 p.m. on the East Coast. I mean,
people be partying hard, man.
It's a Wednesday. It's literally a Wednesday. If it was like a Monday, I'd get it. But
let's get into the hot take.
All right, let's go. Mucho fuego.
It's hot.
So without giving too much of it away, because it is part of one of our talking points, but USDC continues to bring in money from large asset management, from large hedge funds, from large companies. They recently just overtook Tether on the Ethereum blockchain for the most used stablecoin. So with that being said, will USDC take over Tether as the highest market cap stablecoin? I will go first. The answer to this is a resounding yes. When you have companies like BlackRock, when you have other major companies, you can't really top BlackRock because they are the crown jewel of when they invest in you, you've made it. Like you can literally just not get any money from anyone else. They have so much behind them. And with everything, all the negativity surrounding Tether, I feel like with BlackRock backing USDC and the new funds they raised, I think it's only a matter of time before USDC becomes the highest market cap stable coin out there. And more people are going to use USDC than they use USDT. So that's my main argument behind it. And I'm going to send it over to Robin and to get his take on it, and then we can go back and forth. Robin, what do you think?
I mean, I can see it. It makes sense. Circle is made leaps and bounds of progress as far as catching up to Tether.
Let me put a time limit on it. 1 year. In the next 1 year.
No, definitely not.
No?
No.
Why?
Now, if they do, it'll be within 2 years, 3 years, probably. Just because there's not a lot of there's no FOMO in the stable coins. It's all run by the DEXs and the exchanges. So whatever the DEXs and the exchanges are using is what people are using. If you go to trade on Binance and the trading pair is Tether, that's what you're going to use. So they're the ones that set it up. If you go to Costco with a MasterCard, you can't use it. So you're forced to use Visa. And that's how it is on Binance. You go to Binance, if the trading pair, you want to pick up some I don't know, smaller cap coin. Let's just say Compound. Compound's trading pair is Tether. There's no other option. You want Compound, you buy Tether. That's how it is. And so because of that, I don't see a big flip. I don't see exchanges delisting their trading pairs and listing new ones, and unless something fundamentally changes. And so for that reason, I think Tether is going to keep its market cap because it's not the people that decide which token they use. It's the platforms. And Tether, they are, let's just say they're not the most blue collar of all of the stable coins. They like to pay people. I wouldn't be surprised they're paying Binance and Coinbase and all these other exchanges. Hey, make us your go-to. And
USDC could do the same with all the money they're just getting?
No, USDC is a little bit more straight and narrow. So I don't see them doing that. They're just going to play by the rules.
You got BlackRock behind you, bro.
Now that's just a hypothesis. It's just my vibe. I got no facts behind that. But even with that narrative aside, even with that whole pay-to-play kind of thing, I do believe that for the simple fact that the exchanges have Tether front and center, it would be a logistical nightmare to remove that and replace it by USDC. Now, they're doing it slowly. When new pairs come on board, they do list them as circles, USDC. So, I don't know. I just don't see it flopping. And I think a decentralized stable coin or a bank issue stable coin will be something that will take out Tether eventually.
Well, if this audit thing comes out and gets approved, that the SEC the Fed wants to do, then what?
Well, Tether already got audited. They got audited. They got sued by the SEC. They settled. They showed all of their books. So at this point, moving forward, Tether is compliant, and their books are straight, unless they messed them up in the last. I think it was like 9 months. I think 9 months ago or a year ago. I don't know exactly when they settled, but so as of this point forward, I mean, here's the thing, like we were talking about with BlockFi, they already went through the ringer with the SEC. At this point forward, it's they can just run as fast as they want because they've already paid their fines, and they've already been compliant. And the same thing with Tether, they've already been through it. So they had a shaky start. They freaking, I don't know what the settlement was, but it was a lot of money, and they opened up their books, and now they're transparent. So if they audited them, I don't think you're going to find anything that's different.
So we think they're transparent. What do you guys think in the chat? You know, the whole 8 people in there. Put a 1 if you think that USDC will overtake Tether in the next year. Put a 2 if you think they will not overtake Tether in the next year. So 1 yes, 2 no. All right, we're moving on to our very next segment, the talking points. All right, so piggybacking off our hot take, our first article we're going to talk about is asset manager BlackRock, which is the largest money manager in the entire world. Some people believe they run the world, which I wouldn't be surprised. They are entering a strategic partnership with Circle, which is behind USDC. Circle Internet Financial, the principal operator of market-leading stablecoin USDC, has announced plans to raise $400 million in its latest funding round. The stablecoin issuer has entered into the corporate strategic investment agreement with BlackRock, Finn Capital, and Marshall Wace LLP, among other VC firms, raising capital to help Circle explore new capital market applications for its stablecoin. The new funding is also expected to boost Circle's strategic growth as it aims to make inroads in the traditional finance sector with its dollar digital currency. BlackRock, which is the largest asset management firm in the world, has also forged a broader strategic collaboration with Circle as it seeks to explore USD coin. So, BlackRock, they got their hands in a lot of things. But what they don't have their hands in a lot of is cryptocurrency. So, Robin, what are your initial thoughts on this article?
BlackRock's got they got cryptocurrency exposure, just not exposure to stablecoins. So they've been jumping into the crypto sphere.
Does this also mean, right? Because you got to figure a large money management firm like BlackRock, they got plugs in the government. Does this mean that a ban on stablecoins is no longer on the table? Does this imply that?
I don't think a ban on stablecoins has ever been on the table for the U.S., or at least not in the last couple of years. The narrative is very quickly changed, and I haven't heard the word ban and coming out of the U.S. when it comes to anything stablecoin. I've heard regulation, and even with regulation's sake, I think worst case scenario is the audit you mentioned. So. You know, there's a lot of money to be made. Like, don't kid yourself. What is the market cap? Was it $30 billion?
For right? What? For USDC?
Yeah.
No, it's $50
billion for USDC.
Tether's 82.
So I mean, when these markets grow and it starts to become crypto starts to become a everyday trading platform for individuals, for investors, for institutions, as a store of value or treasury asset for nation states, that's all coming. And that's going to be here in 10 years probably. So what is the trading pair for all of that? It's going to be a stable coin, more than likely, 99.9% sure it's going to be a stable coin in the dollar. And so if you own the stable coin that everybody uses, it's the same right now as the dollar being the world reserve currency. That really props up the United States leverage against the world economies. You're the one that makes the money. If you're the house, if it's like a casino, if you're the house and everybody's using your chips and playing on your tables, you're taking a cut of everything. Yeah. And the more money you're holding that other people are there, the more money you make. And so BlackRock's just looking at that. The largest, one of the largest investment firms ever. And they're just like, hey, this stablecoin thing is going to be huge. And if you're going to pick a project, the obvious choice between Tether and Circle, being an investment firm that has to follow regulation, would be Circle. It makes sense. So,
what about UST?
Like I said, I
think the
mean,
whole Bitcoin backing
I
is-
just think that UST,
UST, yeah.
but that's decentralized. So you're talking about, see, if you're going to be BlackRock, you need centralization. If you're outside of Bitcoin, if you're a large institution, you can't be investing tons of capital into something that isn't even controlled by anybody, and who knows, the project hasn't been vetted. So UST, this thing might not work. There's a lot of buzz, a lot of talk going around. So if you're not familiar with UST, it's the stable coin for the Terra Luna platform. It's been out for like 2 years or 3. I don't know how exactly. Don't mark my words. But anyways, it hasn't been out for that long. And especially this new idea that they have that they're going to back their stable coin by Bitcoin. Is that going to work? What happens if Bitcoin's price tanks? I mean, think of it. What would happen to the Terra Luna stablecoin if Bitcoin's price goes to 18,000? You're literally, people are going to be liquidating all of their stablecoin because you're going to
September 2020.
So 2 years,
less than 2 years.
So less than 2 years. So you don't even know if this thing. We seen how many stories do we cover every month about a stablecoin basically getting hacked?
Yeah.
So, anyways, ain't nobody investing in that thing. Not any large institutions. Nobody's going to throw hundreds of millions of dollars at it without taking on a lot of unnecessary risk, and that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah. Rob, we got a new crypto fan member.
Who we got?
Francis.
Francis has been here before.
Francis Franklin?
Yeah.
He has?
Francis, is this your first time here, or have you been here before?
He's been here? All right. Well, if
Pretty
you've
sure.
been here, welcome back.
Welcome back.
He said, do you know of any project that wants to combine mobile networks and blockchain?
Stacks does, at least with their mining. So that's kind of revolutionary. So does XYZ, I think it is.
XYO.
XYO.
Yes.
XYO does
You
as
can
well.
mine from your phone.
Now,
right?
yeah, those are for the mining side. And then as far as like rewarding you for using your phone, I don't know, man. Here's the thing.
That video.
Here's the thing. Like, if you're just in mobile, like, I mean, how much would you use a video platform? Let's just say if there was a YouTube competition that only you could use on your phone, you feel like you're hampering yourself, right? Because obviously you would want your platform to work on an iPad, on a laptop, on a desktop.
Crypto.com is only mobile, and people.
Yeah,
are
and
using it
I think they're shoestringing themselves, and so that's why I'm like, hey man, if you're only doing mobile as a blockchain, I think you're missing out on the bigger picture. So
And Brokioshi said Telcoin does this. I believe they do.
oh yeah,
All right, let's move on. Some big news coming out of Ripple and their lawsuit against the SEC. They claim a very big win in their SEC case. Ripple Labs has struck a blow against the Securities and Exchange Commission, their case, after the presiding judge made a ruling that one Ripple community lawyer calls, quote, a very big win for Ripple. Presiding Judge Sarah Netburn denied the SEC's request to reconsider shielding documents under privilege related to a June 2018 speech made by SEC's then director, William Hinman. In the speech, Hinman said Bitcoin and Ether are not securities. Judge Netburn said that the SEC should not contradict itself in trying to flip-flop on its assertions. She goes on to say, the SEC seeks to have it both ways, but the speech was either intended to reflect agency policy or it was not. Having insisted that it reflected Hinman's personal views, the SEC cannot now reject its own position. So the SEC's whole thing is, hey, when this guy said this, it was his own views. It wasn't the views of the SEC. Well, he was an executive member of the SEC. So when you go on record and you're making comments like this, and then you have a company like Ripple who is literally launching their coin, and they're saying, okay, cool, it's not a security, so we're good. And now you try to come back and say, no, it wasn't what the SEC thought. Good job, Judge Sarah, Judge Netburn. So do you think this article is overblowing it, Robin, or do you think this is a really big one?
Is. I think the Ripple Labs and XRP community or XRP army, whatever you want to call them, I think they take any piece of litigation that leans towards Ripple Labs and they blow it up to be a huge story. They're just like I saw we love BitBoy Crypto, but I saw his thumbnail last night or this morning, one or the other, and he had a SEC logo on a coffin, and then you had Ripple Labs like flexing over top of them. It was just like
Clickbait, baby.
Hey, you know what? You know that works. It's not to be. It is a victory for them. But
so what do you think?
I think it's a little overblown.
What do you think the headline's going to be when they actually win?
Because here's the thing. I don't think this is a make or break. The dude's speech, I don't think it's a make or break. I think that there's so many factors when it comes to this court case. I mean, you have thousands and thousands of documents, thousands of emails. You have testimony from multiple witnesses. I don't know the exact number. I think there was at least like 12 witnesses. You have all kinds of depositions from lawyers from when they like sat down and talked about this, when the SEC first anyways, there's so much stuff there that factors into this court case. I don't see something as minute as okay, so this was the SEC commissioner. He was talking at a dinner in like Florida, and he was just speaking at a dinner, and he just got to the podium and was like, hey. They're like, what do you think about Bitcoin and Ethereum? He was like, oh, yeah, it's not a security. That's really all he said. And I'm not saying that it's not a piece of evidence. I'm not saying it doesn't hold weight. I'm just saying that, like, if you step back and you look at it, you look at all the factors of this case, this court case has been going on for almost 2 years now, and you look at all the evidence and everything that's been put up, and this is the nail in the coffin. To look at some guy's speech, probably had a couple drinks in him, and he's at a podium talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, not even talking about Ripple Labs. Didn't mention Ripple Labs. He was just talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's that big of a groundbreaking thing. I think the community is all like, yes, we won.
So then let me ask you this question: if it's not that big of a groundbreaking thing, why was the SEC trying so hard?
That's what they do. That's what you do when you go to court. You fight for every little piece of info. Like, if you don't, your lawyers aren't. You got a team of lawyers, so they're all sitting there. All like 5 of them are like, all right. What can we get the judge to throw out? What can we get? Hey, that right there. No, that can't use that one. So I don't know. But here's the thing. You want my personal opinion?
Yeah.
I think XRP, Ripple Labs, I think they'll win the court case. I think the former SEC commissioner has also went out and was like, hey, they're going to win this thing. That was his own personal opinion. There's been tons of outside lawyers that know more about this law and the statutes that's going on, and they kind of share the same consensus. It looks like Ripple Labs is probably going to win this thing. And so the temperature in the room is that it's going to go that way. And all the evidence, these little battles that keep mounting up are kind of going that direction. So my opinion is I think they'll win. So there you go.
All right, cool. Let's move on. So we touched on Celsius, and we're going to touch it again. Celsius Network to launch new custody solution for U.S.-based clients. Now, the Celsius community, they also call themselves Celsians. They're not happy about this. They're pissed.
Celsians?
Celsians, that's their name, their moniker. Celsius Network has announced the launch of a new custody solution tailored to U.S.-based clients. The digital assets lender provided the path forward on how users in the U.S. can hold coins and continue earning rewards with the CEL tokens. The crypto lending services provider clarified that the new guidelines wouldn't impact all coins transferred by accredited users. Now, what's an accredited user? Someone with a shitload of money, which is, yeah. Their existing tokens will continue earning rewards as long as they remain locked in the earns account. So essentially, you're getting grandfathered in. If you keep them in there, you will keep earning rewards. But as soon as you take them out, you are done. You cannot put any more money in starting April 15th, which is this Friday. And here we go. After April 15th, all verified accredited investors within the U.S. will have the capacity to add new crypto tokens to their accounts and continue earning rewards. Meanwhile, non-accredited investors like us can add coin deposits to their new custody accounts, but won't earn rewards on their holdings.
That's BS, bro.
Some straight BS. So we did a exclusive 15-minute interview with the Chief Growth and Development Officer.
And a deep dive.
And a deep dive on Celsius. So make sure you guys go check those out. You know, I wish we would have done this earlier because I would have definitely asked him about this. Do you think this is, BlockFi started it with their settlement, right? And here's Celsius. Rob, why don't you talk to us about like what's next to come? Is this how it's going to be moving forward? Like what are we doing?
I don't see anything changing in the yield bearing and lending protocols. So Celsius, that's kind of their backbone. You take your crypto, you let them hold on to it, and they pay you for it. Now, that raises all kinds of issues when it comes with the SEC, and they're not fans of it. And I don't see anything fundamentally changing with that as far as platforms allowing you to invest, not until there's regulation and clarity. And when that comes, I think it'll be here soon. I think the executive order has kind of sped this process up, but I don't know. It's gonna be a little while. So I don't expect any fundamental changes, at least in the DeFi sector with yield bearing lending. And yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, Celsius has some of the most competitive, interest earning rates, but the cream of the crop is if you use the Celsius token. And so now in the US, if you're not an accredited investor, which you don't have millions in your portfolio, you're not going to be able to do that after Friday. So you would think that people would rush to put more money into the account before Friday, but doesn't seem to be what's happening. And I feel like people are starting to lose their trust. They're saying, hey, this is the whole reason we like cryptocurrency. We wanted to get into cryptocurrency is because we want a fair shot at building wealth for ourselves, just like the rich do. And so to them, this is a strike to that. And for a lot of people who are passionate about this kind of stuff, it goes against everything cryptocurrency stands for in their view. So I don't know. Do the banks have a big hand in this? I think so, right? Because if you start allowing everyone to earn 6, 7, 8% interest in stablecoin, in cash, then what are banks for? Why do you need your bank? And so these large banks like JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, you name it, Wells Fargo, you better believe they've had a hand in this. Because as a government, right, as elected officials, your job is to represent your incumbents, right? Your people in your district. And you can't tell me that you're thinking and saying that leaving your money in a bank account to earn 0.01% interest is more beneficial to your constituents, I said incumbents, constituents, than using a platform like Celsius that'll pay you 6, 7, 8% interest. So why? Why not let him do it? Why not pass legible, legal, pass something that makes sense, that doesn't hinder the growth of the space we're in? Instead, we're going backwards. What will this spell for the entire, DeFi lending yield earning platform moving forward? No one knows. But for the U.S., we're kind of in a shitty situation right now. Robin, got anything else to add to this before I move on?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well,
hey, I got a notice. I get a lot of push notifications from football. So,
is it the Raiders?
No, unfortunately, it's not here. Here, pull up my laptop real quick. I just want to show you.
Oh wow,
fan token platform Socios. You ever heard of Socios?
I have.
You have?
I have.
Is that Spanish?
Not sure, but they've done a lot of stuff in soccer or football.
They have, yeah. So Socio signs 13 NFL teams. Now, it says on here there's no NFL team tokens yet due to league restrictions. So I did highlight the teams that are here. So the Falcons, Ravens, Bears, Browns, Chargers, Rams, Miami Dolphins. Not surprising. Miami is very crypto first, obviously. Giants, Eagles, Steelers, 49ers, Bucks. And then the Washington
Commanders.
Commanders.
What a horrible name.
Why? Like, where?
Did you hear what's...
Forgot they
hold
actually
on.
got it.
Did you hear what's going on with that owner there? He's being sued by the government for... Apparently, he's been withholding people's season ticket holders' deposits illegally. He's been fudging the numbers, and he's been withholding the correct amount of money made from ticket sales. Because, you know, all that money goes into revenue sharing for the entire league and for the players.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some shit piling up over there in Washington.
Yeah, he's also the same guy that was hoeing out his cheerleaders, basically.
Yeah. What a piece of crap.
I don't, you know,
He needs to go.
I don't want to make light of the situation.
No.
Obviously, it's really ugly, but
You know, do you remember what happened
he was basically using them to go do photo ops and, like, you know,
Private
private parties and hug up on his friends. And if you didn't comply, you kind of got booted out or you're frowned upon. So, I mean, really nasty history this dude's got.
I mean, we both have daughters. Like, imagine
Yeah.
one of those cheerleaders are our daughter and some
here's the
old ass man.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I look at it. My daughter, she's in to hip hop dancing and cheerleading, and, you know, like, what if that's her career or her path? And you know, she spends her whole life dedicating to that. And then lo and behold, there's some old creepy dude like, hey, forget about all that training you did. I need you to, like, go hang out with this old dude over here and show him some love. Like, that's hella creepy.
Yeah, there should not be any space for that bullshit.
Now,
but this is you know, this whole social community token.
I pulled up the Socio on CoinMarketCap. It didn't have any listing on there. So, like I said, man, you know, because it's revenue sharing across all platforms, you know, it's only going to be a matter of time before.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, before the NFL's all like, hey, you know what? We can make a lot of money on this crap. So
Money talks, baby. Money talks. All right, we're moving on. Jail time. Ethereum developer Virgil Griffith sentenced to 5+ years in U.S. prison for violating North Korean sanctions. Now, does this look like a guy who would violate sanctions? Yes, it does, because he did. Virgil Griffith, who was an Ethereum developer, was sentenced to 63 months, or a little over 5 years, in prison Tuesday by U.S. District Judge Kevin Castell in Manhattan. Griffith pleaded guilty in September last year to one count of conspiracy to violate the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or the IEPA. The Ethereum developer was arrested in November 2019 in LA. He is charged with violating the IEPA by traveling to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea, in order to deliver a presentation and technical advice on using cryptocurrency and blockchain technology to evade sanctions. If you're not familiar, the U.S., some of their strictest sanctions are against North Korea.
yeah, they've been dropping sanctions since
Robin been dropping Olas.
Hola!
Way before then. But so, according to the federal judge, a surge in the value of his cryptocurrency holdings gave him the means and incentive to flee. He was reportedly arrested when logging into his Coinbase account.
What you doing, man?
So all the people
Why are
saying...
you logging in your Coinbase account? You being hunted by the...
all the people saying, oh, it's used for money laundering and bad actors. Blockchain continues to show you how it's the complete opposite. We're literally finding people from years ago.
I got a question for you. Do you think this punishment is adequate? You think 5 years in prison?
Well, he took a plea deal.
I know, which he was probably facing 10-something plus years.
Yeah.
For basically going to another country.
Telling him, hey, this is how you invade sanctions.
And being like, hey, this is what blockchain's about.
Well, no, he went there and say,
no, I know,
how
I
it's
know.
possible to invade sanctions.
I'm trying to dumb it down, but you know, basically, the dude went up and gave a speech on DeFi, and he's getting locked up for 10 years. I'm just saying that our system just seems hella out of whack, man.
So,
because you can get in your car, drive down the street drunk, run over 3 people, and then take a plea deal, manslaughter, and you're out. You're done with prison in a year and a half.
Well, and
then you go do a speech on blockchain, and you're locked up for 20 years.
But you're going to a country that has nuclear power, that has death to America, and you're essentially explaining to them how they can evade sanctions using blockchain. I mean, it's pretty big. Now, here's the thing: he had asked if he could travel there, and they said no, and he still went.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. Inner City Press.
Kind of like asking for the day off from work and then them saying no and then
Zinger.
And then having to cancel your travel plans.
Yeah.
We're not going to throw any names out there.
Yeah, we won't throw any. So yeah, but the article goes on to say, Inner City Press quoted Judge Castell as saying Tuesday, quote, some say Mr. Griffith is being persecuted for promoting crypto, but that's not what this case is about. He pled guilty the day before trial. It was an intentional violation of sanctions, which are intended to avoid military conflict. So they're pretty much saying, hey, this is important because...
Yeah. Hey, you know, so back to what I was saying. That, okay, there's prison sentences for your normal civilian, and then there's two parts of government you don't mess around with. Taxes and and like the federal government's like sanction thing going on. Yeah. Because you play around with them, you go to jail for a while. You don't pay your taxes, and you try to evade taxes or defraud the IRS, you go to jail for a minute.
You toast.
Yeah, and you know,
we say not financial advice, but that is actually good advice. Do not try to skimp on your
pay your
taxes.
Yeah, pay your taxes.
All right. Speaking of Ethereum, it was in our thumbnail. Looky, ain't nobody surprised. The merge is no longer expected in June. If you're surprised, put a 1 in the chat. After a few weeks of speculation, Ethereum core developer Tim Bako confirmed in a tweet Tuesday that the long-awaited Ethereum merge will come later than expected. Instead of June, Bako said that in the network's transition to proof-of-stake is more likely to come in the few months after. Still no hard date, just a few months. They give us seasons, fall, spring. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like we said fall, yeah, well, fall ends in October. Well, no, it doesn't. Fall goes all the way to January the following year. So don't be surprised on that. And then on the bottom here, the update from Bako.
Hold on. I got pull up my laptop. Ethereum 2.0 finally ships. Breaking news. This is straight from the future, ladies and gentlemen. Straight from the future.
Robin's a time traveler.
So
that's funny. Oh my God. And Vitalik's pretty young. He's like, I think he's younger than 30. He's in his 20s. Damn. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but you know what? Okay, there's obviously reasons that they keep delaying, right? Would you rather them pull a Solana and just roll with it and then just come through a shitstorm of issues? Or like, Ethereum's already established itself as the #1 DeFi smart contract platform out there. So they don't have to prove anything to anyone. So, like, what side of the aisle do you? I mean, is it like, hey, eventually you're just gonna have to roll it out, or hey, make sure it goes as perfectly as possible? Like, where do you stand? What aisle do you stand on, Robin?
I mean, eventually it'll roll out, I think.
You want to give a hard date, or?
I think it'll come out this year. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be one of those last minute rollouts, maybe December. Did the article
fall?
Just says fall.
Yeah.
So what's that? Push it out to like September, October?
September, October. Yeah. When does fall end? Fall ends in October, right? And then November, December, January is.
I think November is
So December, January.
November's winter for me, bro.
Yeah, me too.
November's winter. When is November? I think it's winter. So I think officially the date is here in the U.S. is somewhere in the middle of October. I think somewhere in there.
Yeah. So and one more thing I want to read. If we go back to the article, the update from Bako comes after Ethereum passed a major milestone on Monday with the first successful shadow fork of the ETH mainnet, amounting to a dry run on the network's upcoming shift in consensus mechanism. So it was a fork, but it wasn't a fork. It was like a fake fork.
But a spork.
A spork. You ever use a spork, by the way? Are you fans of sporks? Are you a fan of sporks?
I came up with this thought here. Do you think there's any sporks out there that are made of like metal?
That are not
the plastic ones. I mean, I feel like the spork
Eddie,
is universally the spork is all metallic. I mean, all plastic, right?
Yeah. One of us is going to look at that. I know. And it'll probably be you because I'm going to be going on to the next article. So, what do you guys think in the chat? When will we see the merge finally happen? Throw a date out there, throw a month, throw a year, something. Let us know what you guys think. I'm kind of in congruence with Robin. I think it'll be this year. But again, ETH is established. They're a ginormous network. They got nothing to prove to anyone. So if they want to take their time, I mean, I'm not a developer, so I can't sit here and say, well, what the hell, man? But it's like, you know, the boy that cried wolf, eventually you're going to be like, all right, where's the wolf? So where is the merge? All right, let's move on. So this is pretty cool. New crypto card by Nexo allows users to pay without selling Bitcoin. Major cryptocurrency loan company Nexo has officially launched a crypto-backed MasterCard, enabling users to pay for services with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin without selling their crypto. This is a quote from the spokesperson from Nexo. The Nexo card functions through Nexo's crypto-backed credit lines, which means that funds for your purchases come from your available credit line while your digital asset portfolio remains intact. According to the firm, the Nexo card's credit line starts and stays at the 0% annual percentage rate, and the product is the first of its kind crypto-backed MasterCard credit card. The card also requires no minimum repayments, wow, and doesn't take foreign exchange fees for up to $21,700. The Nexo card is available as a virtual as well as a physical card and comes with direct Apple Pay and Google Pay integrations. Nexo anticipates the card to be accepted by 92 million merchants worldwide where MasterCard is accepted, allowing investors to spend up to 90% of the fiat value of their crypto in seconds without selling any of it. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Do you have to lock it up?
That probably. They're not charging these foreign transaction fees. They're not charging interest. They're making money somewhere. You're probably going to have to lock up your crypto with them. They're going to take that. They're going to earn interest on which, hey, man, if you're a reputable company, I'm good with that. Like, if I have 2 Bitcoin and each Bitcoin's worth $50K, I have a credit line access of $90,000 that I can use with no specific repayment penalty or repayment. Like I have to pay $500 a month minimum payment. No interest. I mean, and I don't get rid of my Bitcoin. Like, that is phenomenal. That's amazing. This is going to revolutionize. This makes the BlockFi card look like
That's pretty cool. So, I mean, it's very innovative, but you think about it as no different than what we already have in the fiat sector. So, the same way, if you just replace the word Bitcoin with dollars, it's literally a credit card. Think about it. Like, hey, you can spend dollars, and
it's like a secure
it doesn't
credit
come
card
out of your checking account. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're spending dollars on a card, and it's not coming out of your checking account. You just got to pay it back later.
Yeah, literally the same. You're paying interest on it, and if I have,
But here's the thing: they're getting their interest from them holding on to it.
Yes,
and it didn't say specifically, but
we know.
Instead of you getting 8%, 10% interest on lending your crypto, you basically lock it up, and that's your credit limit. And then you go and spend, it, and you don't have to spend any interest on your purchases, right? And you don't lose your Bitcoin. So. It's these little evolutions of crypto and the integration into what is traditional finance, because that's essentially what it is. You're going to the store and you're using what would be a traditional style credit card, but instead of it being backed by your credit in dollars, it's just backed by your crypto assets. So
yeah,
cool.
But here's the thing, right? Let's say you're someone who's got 10 Bitcoin, right? Valued at $500,000, but your credit sucks. No credit card company is going to give you a $420,000 credit limit, right?
Right. Yeah.
But with this, you will. So I love it. I love it. I'm definitely going to get one. Are you going to get one?
I am.
Hell yeah. Eddie, you going to get one? Yeah? You sure? Yeah. How's your credit? Amazing. Don't matter because you're going to get it. All right. 2 more articles to talk about. So this one, some Polygon news. Polygon commits to going carbon neutral in 2022. The network also pledged $20 million to offset its carbon and foster an industry-wide movement. The Polygon Network announced on Tuesday its commitment to going carbon neutral and climate positive this year by releasing their, quote, Green Manifesto, a smart contract with planet Earth. They also made a $20 million pledge to offset their footprint and buy extra credits to eventually become carbon negative. Part of the Ethereum scaling solutions plan for a more sustainable future includes providing resources for ecosystem partners who also want to offset their carbon footprint. Now, if you're not familiar with what a carbon footprint looks like, or what, not what a carbon footprint looks like. If you're not familiar with what carbon credits are, so eventually every step you take to negate your carbon emissions, you earn a credit. And with those credits, you can use them to essentially pay for anything you do that does emit carbon or CO2. So their plan is to be carbon negative. So their plan is to hold so many carbon credits that, and then they will not have any use to use them because nothing they're going to do is going to emit any CO2 emissions. And also what this article goes on to say is that they will be giving carbon credits to any of the other platforms or projects that launch on Polygon. So to incentivize essentially anyone who wants to use their network, they're going to be giving them money, giving them carbon credits, whatever the case may be. So we've been moving in this direction, and it's only a matter of time. You know, Kevin O'Leary in his article talked about how Bitcoin mining can save the world. And he talked about how the US, the mining will be net zero carbon emissions over the next, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. When you have large companies like Core Scientific, Marathon, Riot, they're going to be incentivized to start using stuff like hydroelectricity or nuclear weapon. And if you go back to the article real quick, I want to show you, this picture is pretty dope. Like, you know, we need to get one of these graphic designers on here. So, you know, Robin,
What's up?
what are your thoughts? So, Polygon wants to go carbon neutral.
Here's the thing.
In 2022.
Polygon already is proof of stake. So everything that is known in proof of work with all of their mining cars using up all this energy, aren't they pretty carbon neutral already? I mean, what are they going to do? Just put solar panels on their corporate office? I mean, seriously, that's probably the only thing they need to do. So I feel like it's just a headline to be like, hey, look, we're carbon neutral. Yeah. But you're already carbon neutral.
Do you think they would have done this if they were a proof of work?
You can't. That's the thing. You can't be carbon neutral being a proof of work.
You can buy carbon credits.
Unless you centralize all of your mining into only renewable sources, but then it kind of takes away the whole blockchain philosophy. So,
by the way, Robin, do you like my title? Polycarbon gone. It's pretty good, right?
You know, I had to go use the bathroom. I drank way too much coffee. I missed that title there.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Speaking of coffee,
I'm
all out, baby.
I'm a word wizard. You're still, please. Here we go. Right around the time we sign off is when Robin's going to start going off the walls here. Oh, the mug, the Sin City Crypto mug. Yeah, shout out to our friend Dean from Ohio. Him and one of his workers, Kari, they hooked us up with some Sin City merch.
We got the coin on one side, and then we got the old traditional logo on the back.
I call it the banner logo.
Banner logo?
Yeah. We need to order some more poker chips, by the way. We gave away almost all of our poker chips and business cards in Miami. So
let's see if we can like get a set that people can buy. It'd be kind of cool, right? But like actually have different color ones, and then you can use it for your poker game.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then instead of being dollars, you can price it in Bitcoin. Be like, I raise you
Satoshis.
I raise you 100 Bitcoin, and then they got it cool, huh?
Yeah, that would be that's actually a really good idea. All right, we have one more article to talk about. Then we're going to get into our market analysis. So this is a little, just so you know what's going on in the NFT space, and things are going to get better. How these NFT projects drained 40,000 Ethereum, not dollars, 40,000 Ethereum tokens from their communities. According to an investigation from Rug Pull Finder, a group of...
Hold on real quick. Our producer that's off today, Stereo 2, says, is Salvador's volcano mining carbon neutral? The entire volcano is burning carbon. It's literally melting carbon and spewing it out into the atmosphere.
Is that a fact? Because I don't know.
I mean,
I literally have no idea.
So a lot of pushback that you get but the thing is, you're harnessing energy that's going to be used anyways. I'm just kind of making a joke here, but A lot of the global warming like pushback, people are like, well, global warming is because the volcanoes keep blowing up and putting more carbon into the air. So, yeah.
Well, it says geothermal power.
Yeah. The thing is it's already being. It's not like they're down there activating the volcano, like turning a knob, like volcano on. But
no, they do it from their phone, dummy.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's an app.
There's an app, a volcano app. You just press it and it turns on. It spews magma everywhere.
Right.
What's the difference between magma and lava?
Magma is under the crust. It has not hit the atmosphere yet, and lava is free flowing through the atmosphere.
If you had to pick magma or lava to invest in long term. Eddie said, so turn your mic on, bro. You know, let the people hear what you got to say over there. Fucking peanut gallery.
Today's put a 1 in the chat if you prefer magma. Put a 2 in the chat if you prefer lava.
So we hit up Michael Saylor, Kathy Wood. Like, you know what? Before I agree to go on the show, let me watch your last live stream.
What is your favorite animal? Butterfly or
Kathy Wood gets on the phone. Yeah, scratch that. We're not going on that channel. All right, let's get back to this article here. According to an investigation from Rug Pull Finder, a group of NFT projects managed to take over 40,000 in ETH, which equates to about $120 million from their communities. The anonymous investigators believe the groups have been using one strategy across different platforms and projects to attract users and steal their funds. And I've been a part of a couple of these. So if you have been too, I feel your pain, but it's okay. So far, the investigators have linked influencers, celebrities, developers, venture capitalist founders, and around 20 NFT projects to the scheme. At the center of this alleged operations is Vasco Ruo and a company called Vasco Games. Via these entities, the supposed perpetrators have been able to infiltrate communities to, quote, generate hype and trap users in the alleged scam. And this is a quote from someone from Rug Pull Finder. Vasco and his crew then bankrolled the creation of a plethora of projects, launching new project after new project, and subsequently draining the majority of liquidity before rinsing and repeating.
We got a new person in the chat, Superman Shin. Hola! Oh, woo!
What was that?
I had a coffee. Superman. Hola! That's all I got. Thank you. Welcome, Sin City Crypto, home of random interruptions and funny.
I think you got two lungs because looks like one's giving out. Superman, welcome to the Crypto Fam, my friend. We're excited to have you. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you do not miss out on any of our content. So back to what I was talking about before Robin almost coughed himself out of the show. This entity was supposedly behind 90% of the following projects, which have all been classified as scams by Rug Pull Finder. And if you've invested in any of these, put a 1 in the chat. If Matt was here, I know Matt was talking about no, that was Tim. One of my friends talking about Shiba Social Club. They're one of them. But I want you to think of what these all have in common, okay? Naughty Bape Club, Meta Eagle Club, Shiba Social Club, Prime Ape Planet, Prime Kong Planet, Crypto Kitty Gang, Alpha Kongs, Trillionaire Thugs, Bored Billionaires, Digital Ape Club, Supreme Kong, and much more. What do these all have in common? What are some of the blue chip NFT projects? Bored Ape Yacht Club, Cyber Kongs. Those are the two main ones. And 90% of the ones I just listed are just variations of that. If you have a creator, and this is also from experience, you can take it away from the article, Eddie. Also from my personal experience. If you have just a derivative of a very well-known NFT project, think about it, right? And any creator behind an NFT project, right? What do artists enjoy? They are like some of the least paid people in the world, but they do it out of the passion of what they love, which is art, making art. If you have a project that is just piggybacking off apes, instead of Bored Apes, it's Busy Apes or Stoner Apes or Frowning Apes.
What about Dojalon Mars?
Dojalon Apes. But what I'm trying to say is, if the artist takes no time to be original and just piggybacks off some 95, I can say almost 100% of the time it's a scam. And if it's not a scam, you ain't making money on it. So go with originality, right? If you're going to invest, and this is not a financial advice, but if you're going to invest in NFT projects, go with originality. Look at the artist, right? It's all about the artwork because at the end of the day, even if the price goes to zero, you're still left with something, which is the NFT, which is the artwork. So if the artwork isn't dope, if the community isn't dope, then don't waste your time or your money. But I love the fact.
Needs to be the dopest dope you've ever smoked.
The dopest dope you've ever smoked. All right, YouTube, don't cancel us. But what I think is super cool that, and you know, with the NFT, like any community, when they come together, we can just do so much more, and it's so amazing. Like, I don't know how many people got together, decided to launch this NFT rug finder, right? Or rug pull finder. And they're putting these people on blast. And yes, some people lost money on it. I've lost money on a couple of rug pulls. But they're making the space better. They're making it the barrier to entry better, right? Because I promise you, out of 100 projects that get launched, let's say every month, 90% of them are BS. They're just money grabs. If you understand the numbers and the amount of money these people make, if you have a 10,000 collection, like units in your collection, and you're charging 0.1 ETH, do the math. It's 1,000 Ethereum. And then you can literally just walk away. And there's your profit. So shout out to rug pull finders for doing good by the NFT community. Robin, you got anything to add to this? I know I kind of went on a rant there.
No, you're the NFT guy. The rug pull.
When are you going to buy your first NFT?
I don't know.
Come on.
No idea.
Unacceptable.
Not yet. Not yet.
Right.
I'm waiting for the perfect piece of art.
Which looks like what?
I don't know yet. So art is
he's never
eye
buying
of the
NFT,
beholder, as they say. So when I come across that sexy piece of art, I'll pull the trigger.
That behold your eye?
That's right.
You'll okay. All right. We are done with our. Did you get any other articles, or is that good?
No, that's pretty much it. You know, I will say, I don't have an article for it, but did notice if you are out there shopping for graphics cards, they are now available at retail prices. BestBuy.com has.
Are you serious?
Yes.
3080s?
3080s, 3080 Ti's, 3090s, 3070s. I mean, they're like $1,300, I think. So the retail price. So.
Oh my God. The world is a better place.
So if you've been irritated with the okay, well here's an interesting thought. So my conclusion is that these cards are available because people thought that the ETH 2.0 going to proof of stake was right around the corner. They thought it was coming in 2 months. So they're like, hey, I'm not going to buy any more graphics cards because what's the point? I buy a graphics card now, I can only mine for 2 months. But they just delayed ETH 2.0. So maybe all the miners out there are going to start scooping up the cards, bro. What do you think?
I mean, the ETH miners, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now you got another.
Now the proof of stake ain't coming.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Literally what I said.
Literally what you said.
That's what I said.
I was just reading the comments about how people love my sweatshirt. I picked this up in Bitcoin Miami, by the way. So, in DFib, last time you said you liked my shirt, I bought you one. I ain't buying you this one. This one was expensive. DFib was like, I like your HODL shirt. I was like, you know what, bro? I'm going to send you one. I sent him one, but it ain't happening this time, my friend. Sorry. Might have to hit up your boy, Rob, for that one. You know, test his loyalty. See how much he really loves you. He doesn't love anyone.
Send you a Raiders shirt. How about that?
He's not a Raiders fan. All right, we're done with our talking points. We are moving on to our very last segment of the show. Before we get into our market analysis, if there's a project you want us to take a look at, entry point, exit point, anything, start throwing it in the chat. I got a couple I'm going to go over, and then if we have time at the end, we will go over yours as well. All right, let's get right into our market analysis. All right, so of course we're starting with the granddaddy Bitcoin. So pull up my laptop, Eduardo. As I said yesterday, we are bouncing off of the support level of $40,000, which we did. We wicked a little under it. If I zoom in, this tiny, tiny wick right here. But 40K proved to be extremely important resistance for support for Bitcoin. But overall, this bear flag is tends to be a very bearish pattern. Now, will we make our way all the way to the top? If we do, we're looking at 49,000. I'm not sure. First, we'll have to conquer that 44.5 again. We held above it for a while, but we lost it. And regaining support or regaining resistance that you conquered before, when you lose it, it gets harder each time. So, looks good. Let's look at what the trend is looking like. So, I use two different candles. I use traditional candles and I use Heikin-Ashi candles. So, with Heikin-Ashi candles, you can see it's a lot more clear and you can see more of a trend. So anytime you see small body candles on Heikin-Ashi, it means we're in consolidation phase. Anytime you see these big bodies, long upper wicks, green candles, we're in an uptrend. Opposite is true for a downtrend. So we're currently consolidating, which is what we expected. And we will see price move up slowly. So things are looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Also, exchange flows or Bitcoin leaving exchanges is going at a breakneck pace. We're at literally all-time highs for Bitcoin leaving exchanges, which is also typically seems or tends to be a very bullish signal, not just for Bitcoin, but for all cryptocurrency. And if you think about it, if you're not leaving it on an exchange, you're not planning on selling it, you're taking it off, chances are you're putting it in cold storage or you're putting it on a decentralized wallet, which is very bullish. All right, next coin I want to look at is Luna. So Terra Luna had a massive run-up, right? You saw this again. This is a bear flag. And we actually broke out of that bear flag, and you can see. We look at this one, look at Bitcoin. It's essentially the same thing, except Bitcoin's is a larger pattern. So Terra Luna, good news. We've already broken out of it to the downside, and it looks like that $81.83 is a pretty good support. Now, with something like Luna, when it gets in the price discovery, finding support is hard because when you have a breakout and you're in price discovery, you don't know how long. I mean, Solana went from what, $30 to what, 150, almost with no pullbacks, no major pullbacks. So you never know. But I feel pretty confident saying that about this right here. This $81.83 mark is pretty good support for Terra Luna, and we're right at $86. So if you plan on picking up some Terra Luna or you've been eyeing it, would not be a bad time. If you're looking for the absolute breast. If you're looking for the
whoa.
If you're looking for the
I'm an ass man myself, bro. I mean, we know what you're looking for. All right, I'm leaving it at that.
This is great. So if you're looking for the absolute best price point to enter, you can wait. Not sure
if you're looking for that white meat.
That breast. I'm a thigh man also. I eat the whole chicken. So I'll leave it at that. Also, looking at these rune indicators, we are these both are pointing down. Even though red is above green, which typically means we're in a downtrend, they are going the same way. So which means we're in consolidation. If I throw on the Bollinger Bands here, just kind of see the volatility. Pretty volatile. So the good news is we're also at the lower end of this Bollinger Band. So I definitely see us at least moving up to this 20-day moving average, which is this orange line here, and that number would be $100. So if you're looking to swing trade, which I wouldn't recommend unless you're a seasoned investor or have money to lose, you could get in at $86, cash out at 100, make a nice $13 profit per coin. So not bad. I feel like you got something you want to say over there.
Oh, I got something good coming up. Just give me a second.
Okay, give you a second. All right. All right, the next one I'm going to look at is Algorand.
Real quick, in the chat, we did have a few people put some projects in. Nick, why don't you pick one token here, okay? We love you, Nick.
Like 20?
But Nick said, can you look at Elrond, Quant, Tezos, and ETH? Like, pick one. Slow your roll. Also, Russell said, can you look at Zilliqa?
I'll look at Zilliqa. Zilliqa's not going to look good. I can already tell you. I'll look at Zilliqa, and I'll look at Quant. Let's look at Quant. I feel like Quant's got a lot of potential. But first, I want to look at Algorand. So I'll take Robin away. We don't need to see him. Eddie, this is my segment. Remember that, okay? He talks a lot. This is my segment, all right? If you don't have to show his face, don't show it. So Algorand, this little box I have plotted here, very, very, very strong support. You can see we've touched this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. We just touched it for the 6th time, and we bounced right off it. So clean. Algorand at 74 cents. One of my biggest coins and projects I'm looking at buying at this level. Please, again, not financial advice. Also, technical analysis is never 100%. It's actually more closer to 60%. So always
So
remember
real
that.
quick, I was curious
Here we
if
go.
you have heard of the NFT project called Crypto Titties. Pull up my laptop.
You're stopping my badass TA
Pull up
for
my
this.
laptop. I know you're a big NFT guy. You're a big breast guy. Crypto Titties here. This is the only thing I can show you because if I type it in OpenSea, we're gonna get some things that would ban us. But we'll just leave it at that. Thank you. Have you heard of this project at all?
No, I haven't.
No.
No, I don't think I need to either. This is what Robin does during my TA. He's not a big TA guy.
All right.
You know how I knew Robin was not a big TA guy? When he said, green good, red bad. That's my TA.
Yeah, hey, I mean, it is, think about it. At the most basic level for technical analysis, green good, red bad. There you go. Thank you.
Not all the time. Anyways, if I throw in the Heikinashi here on Algorand, you can see we are in consolidation, but the candles are turning green, which is good. Also, we are we are in oversold territory. So anything under 30, we're oversold. And the RSI indicates we are right at that $30 mark. Great time to buy Algorand, especially if you're looking to hodl long term. Now, if I go to Crypto Stackers, which is my favorite charting platform, a lot of YouTubers use Market Cypher. I really like Crypto Stackers. Forrest, he's an absolutely amazing person, amazing at TA. He will be joining us every Friday to do this segment for us. So if you want to know from an absolute guru and expert what coins is good entry point, exit point, you're going to want to make sure to come to our shows on Fridays. Now here, if I throw the easy bands on, right? So this tells us whether an asset is oversold or overbought. So the solid green line is the golden area of accumulation. And you can see every time Algorand touched this, it went up. Touch went up, touch went up. Now, we are not at the green one, but we are under the dashed one, which is not as solid as the solid green one. But that coupled with the sunset lines I have put on here, which measures risk to reward, we bounced right off the 3-to-1 long risk to reward. So for every dollar, you can expect to get $3 in return if you go long on Algorand at this price level, which was at 67 cents. So not far off. We're at 74 right now. Again, not financial advice, but Algorand is something I am looking at accumulating at these price ranges. Okay? All right. What am I looking at now? Quant? Zilliqa. Let's look at Zilliqa.
He wants to do quant, yeah.
All right. So I found Zilliqa first. Let's look at Zilliqa.
Nick said sorry. Bro,
Nick, we love you, bro.
We're not mad at you, bro.
Robin's just giving you a hard time. So now, here's an example of a bull flag. Okay? So we saw, and I'll show you a bear flag again, okay? Bear flag goes up. Higher highs, higher lows. You figure, hey, it should break to the upside. Nope. Here's the opposite. Here's a bull flag. Making lower lows and lower highs, and we break out.
A bear flag.
No, this is a bull flag.
This is a bull flag.
Going down, bull. Going up, bear. And we broke out of this beautifully, a shitload of volume here. I mean, this is the most important thing. This is how I know if a move is a real move or a fake move. If it breaks out of a pattern and it's got a lot of volume, it's a real move. And expect 30, 40, 50, even maybe double as far as upside. And then we hit this top here. But if I take the Heikinashi candles off here, yeah, we've kind of, I mean, you're expecting this, though. You're expecting this. But good news. You see the giant volatility we broke out. We are currently at the 20-day moving average, which is right at 12 cents. But bands are tightening, which means that we should see another big move coming, whether that will be to the upside or downside, no one knows. If I were to take a guess, I would say we're probably going to break to the upside just a little bit more. But anything can change with news coming out with what's going on. What was the other one? Quant? QNT?
Yes.
Where are you, QNT? So this should be in alphabetical order.
Russell said Zilliqa. That's Zilliqa. And then let's just do this. So quant.
So Quant, one of my favorite projects. Also, if you want to know more about Quant, we did do a deep dive on it. Go check that out. That was our best performing video we've done. Huge shout out to Robin. Amazing on the graphics. HP, myself, everyone really came together. We did a really good job on that one. That one was really good. So looks like with Quant, so this kind of looks like a very long symmetrical triangle. And with symmetrical triangles, you don't really know which side it's going to break to. But for me, we're at this trend line we're at right now. This is great support, right? $116. You got on the bottom, if you look at the Arun indicators, they are starting to point against each other with the green pointing up, which means we're possibly looking for a reversal. So we've been in a downslope since, what was it, March 28th, so almost 3 weeks. And we bounced right off the support. Now, when you see small-bodied candles, okay, I look at candles a lot too, because with candles you can see the market sentiment in literally one picture. When you have higher wicks on either side, that means there's a lot of volatility. When you have small bodies, it typically means that traders don't know what they want to do, right? When you see large bodies, it's affirmative. You see a large green candle, it's affirmative, and you see the volume matching here, like right here. So with this one, I feel like there's still instability in this market, but again, Quant is a project that I don't really swing trade. It's a project I believe in long term. So anytime I see the price go down to these levels, $113, $117, I accumulate, and that's what I'll continue to do with this project because it's so amazing. I love it. But if you're looking at strictly from a technical analysis standpoint, I mean, you can see we're kind of in a symmetrical triangle here. Now, good news is we're at the bottom of this formation. So do I think we'll go all the way up to $145? Yes, on Quant I do. But we'll see. And we're currently right getting out of this oversold on the RSI. So feeling pretty good on Quant. What was it? What else do we have?
We got somebody ask about power. So Superman asked, "What are the thoughts on power?" So I pulled it up. I pulled it up. So just taking a brief look at it. It's been around. Let's see, for all
Let's
time.
swap over to Robin's laptop.
So it's been around since 2017. So it's got longevity. It went all the way through. It went all the way through a bear market and still survived. So that's a positive. For liquidity, it's on Binance, it's on Coinbase, it's on Gate.io, KuCoin. So tons of liquidity. Uniswap, and I pulled up the website. So it basically tracks. So it's a Power Ledger developed software solution for tracking, tracing, and trading renewable energy. So basically, I don't know how much this is going to bring to the blockchain. Like, here's the thing: blockchain makes a lot of things better. Does it make energy? Is tracking energy, green energy to be specific? Is that a market that blockchain can help? Is this a product? Because I like to zoom out and look, what does this product offer? Is the space better with it? Or is it just, it's kind of like, helping hungry kids in Africa. Is your product literally going to help them, or is this a money grab? Is it better to use the traditional forms, or is it, I think charities are done better with blockchain. Money can travel instantaneously, but at the same time, I don't really believe in any of them because most of them are money grabs. But now my question is power tracking, tracing, and trading, is it done better with blockchain? I don't think so. Not in my opinion. So that's my thoughts on that.
There's no volume.
So it does have liquidity. It's been through a bear market. Do I see it changing the energy structure of the world? No. And so for that, my personal opinion, I would stay away from it. But from just the numbers aspect, been around for a while, tons of liquidity, starting to see higher highs and higher lows here as of more recently. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad investment. If you believe in the technology, you think it's going to change the world, then by all means. My personal opinion is I don't see the grid being better with blockchain. So
Supply's not bad either. And as far as like TA, I'll show you what it looks like. You can't really get a read on anything if you're doing TA. Fairly new. This only goes back to November of last year. So, but you can see on the bottom here, there's like no volume, right? There's no volume since January early this year. and it's kind of just channeling. So if it's something you believe in, it's not something I would invest in right now.
Here's the thing. I haven't seen any competition on this space. So
Right.
they're probably leading competition. They're in the top 200 for projects as far as market cap. So if you think this is an industry that will fundamentally be changed or be better with blockchain, then I think this from the optics is probably your best bet. And I mean, it's traded on a lot of platforms, so I mean, it's solid. I don't see any big pumps coming without big partnerships. Now, if all of a sudden they were like powered with, you know, they partnered with like Dominion Power and they partnered with like Tesla's solar panels, and you know, I think those kind of articles will help pump this project. Now,
And if you and honestly, you know, what I drew there is a support. You know, you can see 1, 2, 3, now 4 times you bounced off it. Pretty strong support. So if you're looking to accumulate now, it might not be a bad time.
cool. All right.
If you're looking to accumulate. All right, that'll do it. We are done. Anything you add before we sign off?
No, that's it, man. Good show today. And a little disappointing on the viewer show up here today. We didn't get to open up the club.
Where's Simon at?
So maybe when we get to 30 viewers tomorrow, make sure you guys show up tomorrow.
Oh, we have Arculus tomorrow. They were going to be giving out some free cold storage wallets.
That's right.
So make sure you come tomorrow. It's a super, super cool way. It's not your typical...
Not one super, but 2 supers.
Yes. I could have gone 3, but I didn't want to. It's not a thumb drive where you plug into your computer. You don't need a computer. You just need your phone. And your seed phrase, nothing lives on the internet. It's super cool. It looks clean, chic. Arculus is a great company. We met with their executives down in Miami. They're coming on our show tomorrow to talk about their product. And again, giving away some free cold storage wallets. So if you don't have one, make sure you stay tuned. Bring your friends and family. Tell them to come join us. And then Friday is going to be a big show as well. Definitely got 1 guest. Might have 2 guests on the show Friday. So what are you doing over there? Anyways, roll the outro. On behalf of myself, Big Rob, Small Eddie, we wanted to thank you guys so much for joining us today. We love you guys. We hope you enjoy the content. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace. Infinite Crypto showed up last second. What's up, brother?
Infinity to infinity and beyond.
I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink weed, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink weed, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on the island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. She say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bags. Said she ready for the next step, whoa, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lace. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone.